Hello, and happy Thursday, everybody. Tonight we are going to be playing with some new product. And what did I do with my stamp set? Here it is, right here on my table. And it's called Desert Details. The paper and everything is beautiful to this set. If you saw my video when I received my product, and I haven't done my second one yet, you would have seen the beautiful papers. And this foil and the foil on this card, hello Elizabeth, hi Linda, are in the suite. Oops, sorry. That's my alarm for Bill's medicine. So for tonight, if you place a minimum $35 order, you'll get the make and takes to these with the new papers. And before I start, I hope everybody's taking advantage of the free shipping today. It ends tonight at midnight Mountain Time. And also, tonight is the last night that you can register for my craft box. And for this month, I'm using the Artistically Inked, and it comes with a make and take for the box and these cards. You can find all the information that you need on my blog, and you'll get these make and takes for my craft box. So let's get started. I have been laid up just about all day. I don't know what I did, but I threw my back out. So it has been a pretty rough day for me. Crazy, I'm telling you. And it started, I don't know what I did to it to begin with. When I went to take the dog out this morning, it was raining. And I thought everything was just wet. And to my amazement, when my feet went out from under me and I lost my balance, I wrenched my back again. Everything was a sheet of ice. It was crazy out there. Thankfully, it's just raining now. And I'm just quick cleaning off my stamps so we don't stamp with dirty stamps. All right. So we're going to start with this card here. And I have my basic white 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. And I will have the measurements on my blog probably tomorrow afternoon. We have cardiac rehab in the morning, so I'll do it while I'm there. Oh, I'm sorry you hurt yours, Linda. I'm telling you, it is so painful. When you're used to doing everything and you are laid up because you can't do anything, it is horrible. Horrible. Okay, so for the front of this card, I do have, or I am putting a layer of soft succulent, and this is, I think it's 5 3/8. Yes, it's 5 3/8 by 4 1/8, and we're actually going to stamp the edge of this, and we'll do that in a minute. And then I have this layer of basic white that I ran through the cut and emboss machine with the time worn type. And the way I did this is in the, don't worry, I didn't fix my dies, but in the die set for this stamp set, which is also called Desert Details, which I'm pretty excited about, that this dies now are the same name as the stamp set. It's That's pretty exciting. It's those little things. Hey, Kathy. I hear you. So this basic white with the time-worn type is 5 1/4 by 4. And what I did was I took this die and I laid it onto this piece, and I did it this way, and you can feel when this edge catches the paper. You can always use a piece of washi tape if need be, but I went right up against, ran it through, and that's how I got this little edge. And then with the piece that I cut off, which is right here, this is the piece I cut off, I'm going to use that for the inside of the card. Okay, so it's just my basic white. I put this right up against the edge, ran it through the time-worn type, and then I'm saving this piece for the inside of my card. Okay, and I'll show you exactly how it looks. It's right here. Okay, so no waste. And I'm just going to quick take off my sweatshirt here. It's getting warm in here. Okay, so let's just pull our soft succulent, and I'm actually going to pull in my Stamparatus. I found this to be the easiest way that I could line everything up, and I actually marked it. I want to just do this edge, so I'm going to just line this up on the grid paper and hold it in place. Here's my stamp right here, and that's just a little too far. I want to move it up just a hair because I want it right pretty much on the edge so we can see it. So much for marking it, right? That's much better. I'm just going to scoot it down just a little. Just want to make sure that I have this lined up. Okay. And then I'm going to pull in my soft succulent. And I'm just going to ink up this stamp. Just like that. And we're going to stamp this edge. Hopefully it's on here straight. And it's a little off. But what I want is for it to show through right at the edge of this card. Okay? And before I glue this down, I grabbed a piece of the designer series paper, which is 1 inch wide, and I am going to adhere this right to this edge. Now I'm going to use some glue. Hope everybody's doing well. We were watching those storms. I don't know if anybody had those really bad storms yesterday. They look devastating. The weather has been crazy. Hey, Do. Hey, Kathy. All right, so I'm just going to lay that right here. And then using that same die that I cut the edge with, I use the foil paper, and I am just going to cover up this seam with this piece of foil. And again, we're just going to line it up, run some glue down, and then we're going to cut the cardstock so it's even against the edge. And I just like to put it against my table and push it down so I have a nice flat edge. And we just want to make sure that it is on here straight. I'm just going to scoot it over just a little bit here. Okay, and then you can use your scissors or your paper cutter, and I'm just going to line it up right to the edge of the blade. We're just going to snip that off. Now this way it is a nice flat edge. So we can grab our soft succulent, add a bit of glue, and then lay this right here on the front of the card. And then we're going to pull in our card base. Make sure I have it opening the right way. And adhere this right to the front of the card. It has been raining here all day. Thankfully, it got warm and it's not icy anymore because it was crazy today. Hey, Pam. How are you, honey? Yeah, the little paper cutter is awesome. All right. Then we're going to take a piece of basic white and our soft succulent again and the big, beautiful flower. I just love how this flower stamps. Give it a good stamp. Look how beautiful. This flower has a nice dark edge, and then the detail is just amazing. You had 6 inches of snow and 3 today. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. All right. So there is that one flower. And I am just going, give me 1 second. I'm actually going to run this through. I'm going to grab my die. And I'm going to run it through my cut and emboss machine because I actually like it better than this one here. So give me a second. It's funny how you get everything prepared. I can just line this up. And I just like the one I stamped tonight better. So with throwing my back out even worse than it was, I didn't really get very much done today. So that means I'm behind again. But what else is new, right? What am I going to do? Okay, so here's the flower we just stamped. And I am just going to add 2 dimensionals. And I'm only adding the 2 so I have room to tuck the little grass under. And this too was die cut using the foil. So we're just going to adhere this flower, and we'll put it right about here. And then we'll take this desert grass, and I'm actually going to add a bit of glue, and I'm only going to do it on the bottom. And then we're just going to tuck this right under this flower. Now, if you don't want this little piece hanging up, you can just take a little piece of cardstock, and I'll take a little piece here. Let's see if I can pick it up. Just take a little piece of paper, cardstock, add a bit of glue, and then just get that glue on there, and it'll hold it right down, okay? Then I'm going to grab some soft succulent, and this is Satin Shimmer, and we are going to make a bow. Yeah, we didn't have snow. Thank goodness. I mean, I don't know though. I may have would have liked snow better than ice this morning. I opened that door and everything was wet because it was raining. Not realizing, I never checked the temperature. It was just a glade of ice. It was crazy. Ugh. Okay, so we have our bow. Just gonna fix my loops here. And then let's cut these tails. And we're gonna grab a glue dot, and they're probably not very sticky tonight because the room is a little chilly. And we're just gonna add this. Oops, stuck to my finger. Okay. Right about here. And then add our bow. And there is the front of our card finished. So if we pull in the center of our card, and let's see. I dumped everything out. Gosh, I hate when that happens. It's probably right here on my desk. All right, give me 1 second. This piece right here, I need to die cut. It was here. I'll find it at the end, I'm sure. So I guess it's going to be one of those days from start to finish. Okay, so we're going to just grab our soft succulent 5 3/8 by 4 1/8, and our basic white 5 1/4 by 4, and our stamp, Let the Fun Begin, along with our soft succulent. And I am just going to ink up with soft succulent. I'm going to put it right down here at the bottom. Just like that. And again, I'm going to grab that piece that I cut off the front layer. And we're just going to add some glue. And I'm going to lay it right here in this, on the center of the card. Make sure it's on here straight. And then that piece that I just die cut, this is one of the dies in the set, in the foil. We're just going to add some glue to the center. And I'm actually going to just center this right over top of this piece. Just like that. And I don't want to glue this piece down. So let's grab some seal. And then we'll lay this down, making sure it's centered. And add it to the inside of our card. So this is the Desert in Cool Colors, basic white and soft succulent. I know when you look at this foil, it doesn't really look like soft succulent. It almost looks blue, but it is very, very pretty. Thanks, Linda. Yes, this is one of the new sets. It's called Desert Details. Thanks, Margaret. Yeah, the ribbon is pretty. Thanks, Kathy. All right, so that is card number 1. Then I figured I'd go a little warmer and create with the other foil. I just love the foil. So I chose colors that, I don't know, I wouldn't normally pull together. So I have a card base of Calypso Coral, 5.5 by 8.5. And again, it's scored at 4 1/4. But we're going to do it landscape this time. Then I am going to add a layer of, and I want to make sure I have the right one. Yep. Cajun Craze. I don't normally pull this out too often. And this is 5 1/4 by 4. And then I have a layer of the other side of the designer series paper, making it look like a sunscape. This is available January 5th. This is with the new mini catalog. So we are going to add some glue, and we're going to add this right to the Cajun Craze. I'm just going to lift it up so I can get this on here straight. And then we're going to layer this right on the front of our card. And I'm just going to pull these dies out for a second. It actually has 2 frames. Now, when you take this and die cut it, it's one solid piece. So what I actually did was laid this down, took the second frame, and lined it up inside so I could get my frame. So when this is what it would look like. Okay. That's what it looks like when you cut it with this one. And then I added this one so I could cut that center out. Now this piece is beautiful. I could use that for some other cards. So I'm actually going to save those. And then here is our frame. And I'm just going to turn this over, and we're going to add some, let me get rid of these dies here, mini dimensionals. And I am going to lay these around the outside of this frame. So has anybody gotten their Christmas shopping done? I am just afraid to say I have not done anything. What actually happened, we hired someone to put an awning over our front deck. So that's what I've been focused on. All right, so now that I have my dimensionals on, let me just stand up here a second. We're going to put this on the front of the card, but centered. So let's make sure I have this on here and it's straight. Just going to scoot that up a little bit. And then there is the frame, and it's popped up onto the front of the card. Yeah, the frame is so pretty. And even with this paper, it's just amazing. And then we're going to pull in our cardstock again. And we're going to stamp this flower again. And I'm going to clean this stamp so we don't get a dirty stamp. And it may just still be. Let me just spray this a little bit. Because I think that's what happened when I stamped it the first time. It was not completely clean. All right. So for the back flower on this card here, I believe I used the Cajun Craze. And this, for tonight's card, I did it the opposite way. I'm going to do the larger flower in Calypso Coral. Oops. And again, just look how pretty that is. It has such depth to it. And then it also has a smaller desert flower. And this one I'm going to stamp tonight in Cajun Craze. And again, it is a really pretty little flower. The outline is a little darker than the petals, and then it has a lot of depth. And then we're going to die cut them out. And here is what we were left with. Okay. So let's pull in our card. And I'm going to take the larger flower, and I'm just going to add some glue to this. And we're going to tuck it right here at the corner of this frame. And while I'm thinking about it, I am just going to take another dimensional, and I have one at the corner, but I'm actually going to stick one right under here because I want to actually make sure that this flower is taller than this one. So let's just add some glue, and we're going to put this one right about here. We'll let that dry for a little bit. I'll put another dimensional. And then we're going to put a second one right here. So I'm just going to pull up another dimensional. And I'm just going to stick this right under there. Okay? Just to layer it up a little bit. Also in the new mini catalog is a 3-twine combo pack. And these colors and this twine will be included in my ribbon and paper share that I posted about. And the colors are Coastal Cabana, Garden Green, and Pumpkin Pie. And I decided to grab the Pumpkin Pie. And I am just going to tie a bow. Just a quick and easy bow. You could do a double if you wanted. I just did a little single bow and cut these tails. And we're just going to add it to the front of this card again with a glue dot. That wants to keep sticking to my finger instead of the card. And we're just going to put it right here on that corner. This bundle also, or this suite, comes with gold faceted adhesive back sequins. And there are, let me pull it out so I can show you. There are various sizes. There's a little moon and then the 3 different sizes. And I'm actually just going to grab one of these moons. Oops. And put it right here in the corner. And then we're just going to add 2 little sequins right there. Just a quick and easy front of a card. Just to highlight the flowers. Hi, Sheila. Oh, you just got in from work. Well, welcome home. All right, so that's the front of the card. So for the inside of this card, I decided to use, let me get the name of it, Beautiful Shapes dies. And there's a few different shapes. I actually use this larger one here. But they're pretty nifty little shapes. And that is what I'm going to stamp the sentiment on. And we're going to use the Cajun Craze. And I just want to make sure I get this on here straight. So here's the frame. Stamp our sentiment. I'm just going to put that aside and I'm going to actually grab my Stamparatus again. This is the one I want. Just going to take this one out. All right, so we're going to use the Stamparatus again. This time we are going to use this larger designed stamp. And we're actually going to, hopefully I have this one lined up right. We're just going to stamp right along the bottom edge. I do have it lined up. We'll see. Hopefully I have it on here straight, ladies. So we're going to just ink up with the Cajun Craze. Give it a stamp. And it is crooked. All right, let's see. You know what? I think the stamp is actually on crooked. Let's just get this paper. All right, we'll try it again. I may have laid the stamp down crooked, which is possible. I wouldn't put anything past me today. Yep, I think that's what I did. Let's try this again. I'm trying to line it up on these lines. You'll notice that the stamp itself is, the background of the stamp is off. So what I was trying to do, let me just put this in under here so I can see the lines. I wanted to get it so the design of the stamp is lined up on the lines, and that is why it's crooked. Let's see how that one works. It's a little bit better, but it's still not 100% straight. Let me just cut a new piece. See if we can't get this right. I think now that I have it stamped here, I think what I'll do is we'll line this up right on that stamp. See how that works. That might work better. We'll grab the Cajun Craze. This one, we're just going to keep our fingers crossed. Hope for the best. Ah, much better. All right, so now we have our edge stamped. I'm going to pull in our 5 3/8 by 4 1/8, and now our sentiment. And I'm just going to add a bit of glue, and we're just going to put this sentiment right here in the center. Let me make sure that's straight. Add some seal. Line it up. Let's grab our card. And we're going to add this right to the center of the card. And there is our second card. Thanks, Margaret. Yeah, the little moon is cute, isn't it? All right, so let's jump to the third project. And it's this cute little pizza type box. And I actually should have, let me just do this really quick here. I don't know if I can get it. Nope, I'll do it on tonight's. But it's a cute little pizza box, and it measures, the inside measures 2.5 by 2. So it's just a cute little gift box for a pair of earrings, a necklace, something small. So you could make this in the soft succulent like I did here, or you could make it for the other card and use the Cajun Craze and the Calypso Coral. So we have a piece of cardstock that measures 4 by 6.25, and it is scored at 3/4, 3.25, and then I turned it and I scored it at 3/4, 2 3/4, 3.5, and 5.5. So we are just going, this is a quick and easy box. So we're just going to fold and burnish all the score lines. I'll make sure I stay in camera. Okay, so now everything's folded. We're just going to grab our scissors and we're going to create our tabs. I like to cut the little bump out and then miter my corners to create my tabs. And I'll do it here also. So we're going to create 3 tabs. So I'm making sure that I'm getting that bump out and cutting it straight down, and then just cutting them on an angle. And then we're going to do the same thing to this side. Like I said, just a really quick and easy box if you need a gift box for Christmas. Okay, let's get these pieces out of here. So now we're left with the rectangle with our tabs cut. All right. Now I was going to use the Seal Plus, but I had such a rough time with these little tabs. So I'm actually going to use Terran tape. And I'm going to put the Terran tape really close to that score line on each of the tabs. I'm going to do it to all 6 of them. Where the glue takes a little bit of time to dry, I figured we'll use some Terran tape, just like that. We'll take the paper off. Now we want to create a lid, so we'll use a set of tabs for the lid. The bottom of the box is going to get 4 tabs. So let's do the bottom of the box first. So we're going to use these 4 tabs. I'm going to take the paper off all of them. So this will be the bottom of the box. And I'm also going to just add a bit of glue to the ends here, just so they stick down to the cardstock. And then we're going to fold up our box. So you want to fold in your tab and you want to just line those corners up. Okay, I'm going to do this one here. You want to line up these the corner and tuck in that tab. This back tab, you're going to do the same thing. You want to make sure that it's lined up at the corner. And then we're going to do the same thing here. Just like that. So now we have the bottom of our box. So we're going to, for the top of the box, we're going to do the same thing. Take off these papers. I'll add a bit of glue. And then just fold it in, line up that corner, fold it in, line up that corner, and then your little pizza box. Oops. I don't want to catch that tab. It's not dry yet. Close right up. Okay. Then I'm going to grab a piece of basic white, 1 7/8 by 2 3/8, and then a piece of designer series paper, 1 3/4 by 2 1/4, and we're just going to lay this right down on the top of this box. Okay. So ladies, don't forget today is free shipping. And if you'd like to get these make and takes, just place a $35 order using that host code, and I will send you these make and takes. Oops, I just hit my camera. Okay. I have another one of these fancy little diamonds, and we're actually going to pop this up on the top of the box. And instead of doing it straight across, I decided to go corner to corner. And then I stamped another little flower. And we're just going to add some glue and add it right here to the center. Let's grab some of these sequins. I'm going to put one in this corner and one in this corner. And then the ribbon I used for the other card, I actually cut in half since this is a tiny little box. And I am just going to tie a ribbon using half of the ribbon, so it's just a little bit smaller. Now this ribbon, unfortunately, you can see it shreds. So I'm just going to first cut my tails, and then I'm just going to come up here now that I'm done playing with it, and I'm just going to trim off all these little pieces. I should have used a little bit of glue for the edges, but you can just trim it off. Grab a glue dot. We're going to stick this right here. And then add our bow. So we have a cute little box. We have a bright and sunny card. And then with the same stamp set, we have a cool soft succulent card. Thank you. Hi, Dawn. So there are our projects for tonight. I hope you enjoyed them. Linda, I hope your back feels better. I'm hoping mine is better tomorrow. Again, if you place an $35 minimum order using this host code, I will send you tonight's make and takes. Don't forget, tonight is the last night for free shipping, and it is also the last day to register for this month's craft box. Okay, so thanks again. Thank you, ladies. I will see you all on Sunday afternoon with our Simple Saturday, Stepped Up Sunday cards. And I'll have the PDF in the posted tomorrow in the group. Thanks, Stu. I hope I feel better too. Talk to everybody soon. Bye-bye.